If you wanted to order something from Baby the Stars Shine Bright right now, you absolutely could, just by going to one of their websites, clicking it, buying it, giving them money. All you need is money. If you don't have enough money to buy directly from baby retailers new, then you can always get Baby the Stars Shine Bright secondhand on Lace Market, Mercari, Closet Child, Wonderwell, and if you aren't picky, some baby sells for very, very affordably. Lolitas in the early 2010s and before did not have this luxury. If they wanted to buy Baby the Stars Shine Bright, they either needed to go to Japan and buy it in person at a store, or deal with the wrath of Sana-san, who was allegedly the one person in charge of their international orders. And you didn't just click and add to cart. No. This was a lengthy and in-depth process, and if you messed up ever so slightly, Sana-san would rain down the banhammer and you would never be allowed to buy from Baby the Stars Shine Bright again. Forever? This video is comprised of anecdotal evidence from LiveJournal entries as well as friends, because I have no personal experience with Baby the Stars Shine Bright at this time. This information is from around 2006 to 2012, and even though Baby the Stars Shine Bright opened a store in San Francisco in 2009, there are still reports of this happening up until 2012. I'm not sure if they had set up an online storefront for the San Francisco store yet, or if they were both running at the same time, but this is the information I have. The makeup I'm wearing in this video was done using Flower Nose products, including their Violet Strawberry Rococo palette. I'm really happy with not only the beautiful packaging, but also the color payoff and shimmer in this palette. If you decide to shop with Flower Nose, you can get a discount using my code lovelylor, and it helps support my content. Here are a list of offenses that could get you permanently blacklisted from buying Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Having a different contact email from your PayPal email, ordering additional items with a lucky pack, waiting for them to reply, but waiting too long, contacting them too many times, fluctuating pay-by dates, not paying in their allotted time frame when they had fluctuating pay-by dates, and basically if there was any sort of conflict or error with your correspondence. I speculate that Baby the Stars Shine Bright was not very reliant on their international orders at this time. If you think about it, 2006 to 2012, this is like the height of Lolita fashion in Japan. They don't really need international orders. The lengths that people would go to in order to correspond with Baby the Stars Shine Bright at this time were absolutely absurd. People were trying to send them faxes, trying to call them, finding people in their local community who could speak Japanese in order to communicate with them, to write up this draft, and then talking with other people to see if their draft was correct and revisiting it and rewriting it. And I can't fathom this at all. It is preposterous to me. But I live in a time when Baby the Stars Shine Bright is just one click away. All Lolita fashion is really accessible. And I think that we often take this for granted and we don't realize how difficult it was. And I think that kind of goes for everything. Like most things that you see online, you can get in a matter of minutes. It just takes money. But this was a situation where you could have all the money in the world, but if they ban you, what are you gonna do if you can't communicate with them? I guess if you had a ton of money, you could fly to Japan and buy it, but you know what I'm saying. There were even small shopping services at the time developed to help you keep from being blacklisted or to order from Baby if you had. So these are directions that were compiled by a LiveJournal user after talking to many different people and figuring out where things went wrong with their baby order. I don't want to go through it fully, but I want you to understand a little bit of what this was like. Prepare the email to send to Baby. This can also be a fax. I haven't found faxes to be faster than emails at all, and all their confirmations will be via email. However, faxes are better if your emails don't go through. If you fax them, you must include your email address along with your other information so they can contact you. I suggest using Gmail to email baby, as every email I've sent there has made it to them. I have heard other email sites getting filtered, like Yahoo, Hotmail, etc. An easy way to fill in the order is to copy the entire table they show into your email.
If you have multiple items, copy the box multiple times. Just remove the lines with your information on all except for the first. They don't need your address and such repeatedly. Now, when ordering an item, you need to have Japanese language files installed so you can see it properly. I'm sure it makes it much easier on them if you put the product's name and color in Japanese instead of English. Of course, some people have reported that the copy-pasted Japanese didn't work for them. So you want to check your email's capabilities.
I will explain what each piece of information needed is. Now you must wait for baby's confirmation email, and lately it has been taking them a long time to get back to people. However, if they don't respond within 5 days or so, it's a good idea to resend the email, as there may have been a problem. Imagine ordering something and waiting 5 days and not knowing whether you are actually going to get it. Like nowadays, I feel like people wait 5 days, like they expect to have the item in 5 days from when they've ordered it. When they do respond, they will let you know if anything you ordered is out of stock. They will also include your total, which includes shipping, and payment information. They usually give a total even if something is out of stock. Why would you include the cost of an item if the customer can't buy it, if it's out of stock? That doesn't make sense. If you want to change your order, you will need to email them back and change it, but you'll have to wait again. I'm already tired of reading this, and I'm only at page 11 out of 20. One of the most talked about incidents with the baby blacklist was the 2011 shoe incident, where a customer ordered a pair of shoes from them, wore them one time, and they fell apart. OK Bloomer has covered this story in great detail, so I'm just going to give a little bit of summary and context. Don't buy brand shoes. Like, especially in 2011, the quality was so poor, but like, I don't know. I just think of Lolita brands as like their dresses, their accessories. I don't think to go to them for shoes. I feel like all Lolita shoes that are created by Lolita brands, they're just not high quality, and you're paying way too much for them. And they're good at making dresses, they're not good at making shoes, they're like made of plastic. Just get your shoes elsewhere. There are so many companies that specialize in shoes. They'll last longer, you won't pay as much. I just never understood the point of getting Lolita brand shoes, but that's just my opinion. Baby corresponded with them back and forth and told them that they weren't being careful enough with their shoes, that they must have ordered the wrong size, a size too small with them. There was a great back and forth, but ultimately what this sounds like to me is Google Translate and a little bit of customer culture clash. In North America, there is this mistaken ideology that the customer is always right. And this quote has been taken out of context and repurposed incorrectly so many times. The idea that the customer is always right is not that you should bend the knee and do anything possibly that you can for the customer. This is what consumerism has done to us. This is what like retail culture has done. What this term originally means is that you shouldn't change their matter of taste. If a customer says, I like this thing, you shouldn't put your opinion and say, actually it looks bad on you. Actually, you should do something different. Like, that's how they're always right. Not the customer comes in and says, I want to return this. It's been used. I don't have a receipt. I have no proof of purchase. Just take it. Okay, you're right. No. We've strayed so far from God. If you've been in the Lolita community a while, then you'll remember that Japanese shopping in general is largely final sale. Most places don't accept returns, and if you are ever confused about this, just look into return policies. People in North America specifically just buy things a lot of the time assuming that they can return it and that they can just get their value for it, but brands are allowed to have their own brands are allowed to have their own return policies and refuse. And it's kind of up to you as a consumer to research that and to know when you're buying something. I think that in this case, kind of both parties are in the wrong because, like, I don't know that this person buying these shoes necessarily deserved a refund because I don't know what their policy was at the time, but they also didn't deserve to be blacklisted from buying from Baby. You should explain to your customers your policies, stand up for yourselves, don't blacklist them. Baby the Stars Shine Bright also threatened to sue this person if they spoke ill of them. I want to think that this is, again, just Google Translate, but like, what else would you replace sue for? Like, how would that be mistranslated? Also, we gotta remember that this is like over 10 years ago. Google Translate is still a bit off, but it was definitely way more off over 10 years ago. Another highly talked about incident with the Baby blacklist is the Lucky Pack from Hell in 2009, when a customer tried to order a Lucky Pack with additional items in the same order, and Baby contacted them letting them know that they couldn't do that. They had to make separate orders. So they sent them separate emails for the items to respond to. And the person basically assumed that because the first order was canceled, that the whole thing was canceled and that they just didn't have an order anymore. And they kind of had buyer's regret and thought, this is good, I don't really want this. It was kind of a hasty decision. I guess that's the good thing about this interim of time. Instead of clicking and buying, you have to wait and really sit with it and really think about it. Then Baby contacted them saying that they were being blacklisted for not fulfilling their payment, but the person was upset and didn't want to be blacklisted. So then they felt guilted into buying the Lucky Pack even though they, I guess, didn't want it anymore. Again, this is like, you don't deserve to be blacklisted, but this back and forth wavering, I don't know. Like, Baby, I think, was kind of in the right to be annoyed and frustrated with these situations, but they were not in the right to blacklist people. As fun as it is to think about this and gawk at it, I'm so grateful that we don't have to deal with it now, and that it's so easy to order from, and that the blacklist... I actually don't know what the status of the blacklist is. I have friends who have reported that up until 2018, even with their new websites, their new ways to order, they were still affected and told that they could not shop from Baby because they were on the blacklist. And it makes me so curious, are they keeping tabs of this still? How long is the blacklist? How many people are on it? Are you on the Baby blacklist? Do you know anything about this? Is Sana-san still there? Is Sana-san even real? I have a conspiracy that Sana-san was a figure that they used to deal with customers. I don't know that it was just one person, and I don't know if they were actually named Sana. I've definitely never written an email as a fake persona to protect myself. I don't know anything about that. I wanted to cover this story as just a fun little look into the past of Lolita culture and to be grateful for what we have today. But I hope that this doesn't get me blacklisted. If you have any information or experiences about this, please let me know. Please contact me. I would love to hear more about it. If Sana-san is real, I want to meet them. I'm fascinated by the inner workings of Baby. Anyways, stay lovely.
The number, write it down if you don't have to. Go to the post office, not the bank, and ask for international money order. If you live in USA, give the postal worker the amount in USD and that you got earlier. If you live elsewhere, ask if they will put the order in USD. If they can't use the number you got from transferring the USD to your currency. No, I don't know if Baby is able to accept money orders in the amounts from other currencies, like Euro, for example. If anyone knows, please let me know. Money orders will cost you a few extra dollars. Please be aware of this. Once you receive the order, fill it out. Pay it to the order of Baby the Stars Shine Bright Inc. Make sure you fill out this information. Now, if you have to mail the order, you can use regular manila. I'm so over reading this, dude. Oh my gosh. This is all payment. Still on payment.